Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning everyone. So as planned, today we are going to look into exercise 1.4, which is the lines and plan. So I hope you have watched the videos and do the exercise in advance. Okay, so I will go through the exercise randomly because we have like 20 questions, more than 20 questions, 23 questions. Okay, so I try my best to at least answer one question each. Okay, so let's see question number one. Before that, semua say hi kan? Bila. Okay, find parametric question for the lines through the points. Okay, before we go through question number one, okay, let's summarize a bit about 1.4, which is the lines and plans. Okay, so in lines and plan, we learn about equation. So there are two things, which is equation lines and equation plan. So equation line ni, okay, R equals to R naught plus TV. Okay, which is the important thing is this, R naught and V. The R naught is the point on the line. So kalau ada points ini, this is R naught. And then V is a vector parallel vector. Okay, means if this is your line, the vector should be like this. This is the V. Okay. Okay, and then for plan, the equation is n dot this is dot product, not the multiplication, because in vector you have dot product and cross product. These two things are very crucial. Okay, and then times dot with r minus r naught. Okay, so again there are two things important here, which is the n and r naught. So this r naught is again a point on the plan, and then this one is a vector, but then it's no longer parallel vector, but then it is a normal vector. So let's say if you have a plan like this one, this is your plan. So this is your point R naught on the plan, and then this is the vector, which is 90 degrees to your plan. This that is what we call normal lah, or perpendicular, or 90 degree, or orthogonal. Okay, ni semua benda sama je. Okay, so for question number one, let's say we look into B. We have -2, 3, and -4, and then 2, -4, and 1. Okay, so this is 2 points on the line. So we have points, let's say this is point A, and then this is point B. So we have A and B. Okay, now for the equation of line, we only need 1 point kan. Tadi kalau kita tengok yang atas ni, we only need 1 point, but then we have 2 points here. Okay, we can use these 2 points to find our vector. Vector V ni lah. So vector V ni actually sama juga dengan AB, which is B minus A. So 2, -4, 1 minus -2, 3, negative. Okay, kalau saya ada tersalah kira, bagi tahu sebab pagi-pagi ni kan. Okay, so this is your vector. Then you can already find the equation of line. Okay, which is, let's say I use 2, -2, 3, -4 as my point. Or not. Plus TB. Okay, and then the question asks you to find parametric question. So this is the vector equation of line. Okay, when the question asks you to find parametric question, you have to write in terms of x, y, and z lah, which is -2 plus 40, and then the y is 3 minus 70, and then the z is -4 plus 40. Okay, this is your final answer. Faham And then question number 1 pun sama. Okay, so I believe there's no questions on that one. Let's move into question number 2, which is find 2 points and Find 2 points on the line and 2 vectors parallel to the line. Now we have a line. Okay, so let's say kita tengok C, C adalah xi plus yj plus zk equals to okay, so this is our R0, this is our V. Okay, kadang-kadang saya tulis macam ni je sebab nak ringkas. Okay, but then it is actually to be written ada this one lah. So it means a vector. Kalau tulisan komputer dia kena yang ball tu vector. So like this one. So takkanlah setiap kali saya nak tulis ball macam ni kan. Okay. So you faham lah maksudnya R0 and V is a vector. Okay, find 2 points on the line. Now your R0 is here. Let's say it is 1, negative 1, 5, negative 1, 5 kan. Sebanyak R0 kita ambil kat sini 1, 1, 5. Sekarang ni soalan suruh kita cari lagi point atas ni. Another 2 points lah. Kata, okay, let's say this is another 2 points. And then the V given is apa tu? 1, 2, negative 7. And then the question asks us to find another 2 vector parallel. Katalah vector ni dan vector ni. So how to find this vector and how to find this point. Okay, to find another point, kita cari point dulu. Just substitute any value to t. Okay, t awak ni. Let's say t equals to, kalau t equals to 0, then you will have the xyz equals to d1 negative 1 5, right? Tapi yang ini adalah R0 yang pertama ni dah. So you tak boleh bagi ni sebagai jawapan sebab soalan nak 2 points on the line, okay? Oh, dia kan bukan tu ada point, so boleh jadi sebagai jawapan lah. Okay, to find other points, macam mana lagi nak buat? Katalah t equals to 1 ke, and then kawan awak buat t equals to 2 ke, randomly, and then t equals to negative pun boleh, tak kisah Okay, let's say kalau t masuk 1, you akan dapat 1 tambah 1, 2, negatif 1 tambah 2, negatif 1, negatif 1 tambah 2, 1. And then 5 tolak 7, negatif 2. Faham And then you may try for this one, you may try for this one. It can be any value of t. Okay? And then the other thing is to find another vector, another parallel vector. What you have to do is substitute. Oh, no, you cannot use substitute. You use this V1 equals to K V2. Okay, substitute any value of K into this formula. V1 equals to K V2. Okay, so what is V1 or V2? V1 is, let's say, what we want to try to find another vector, and then the V2 is this V lah, which is 1, 2, negative 7. Okay, so if K equals to, let's say, 1, then you will find your V equals to 1, 2, negative 7. Okay, if K equals to 2, then you will find your V equals to 2, 4, negative 14, and so on. You may try. Okay, so this is 2 of the answers. So faham Kalau point, substitute into T. Kalau vector, you have to substitute into this formula. Okay, actually this formula prove that 2 vectors are parallel. Okay. Kalau dia memenuhi persamaan ini, maksudnya 2 vektor itu adalah selari. Okay. Okay, question number 3. Symmetric equation. Okay, symmetric equation ni sama je. Let's say question number 1 what is symmetric equation? This is parametric equation. Okay, from here, if the question asks you to find the symmetric equation, then you have to make the t as the subject for that equation. Contoh yang pertama ni, t sama dengan x tambah 2/4 kan. Okay, yang kedua, t sama dengan y tolak 3/-7. Dan z sama dengan, kalau tinggalkan t sebagai subjek, you will have z plus 4 equals to 5. Okay, so this is your symmetric equation. Okay, that's for question number 3. Okay, question number 4. It is the same as question number 1. Just find the parametric equation. So kita dah tengok. Let's go into question number 5. Find parametric equation of the line through that one and parallel to the line. So ini pun senang juga. You have a line passing through 1, 2, -3. And then you have another line which is parallel to the first line. And then this line is given as x equals to 2 plus 3t, plus or minus 2 minus 3t. Y equals to -1 plus t, and then z equals to 2t. So obviously from here you can read the R0, which is 2, -1, 0, and then the V, which is -3, 1, 2. Okay, V is the constant associated with t. Okay, so the constant associated with t here is -3, 1, and 2. Okay, so that's how you read the R0 and V from vector equation. Okay, so since this line number 1 and this line number 2 is parallel, so you can use this V as the line number 1 V as well. Okay, sebab dia adalah selari, so vector tu mesti selari juga. So R equals to 1, 2, -3 tambah T V, -3, 1, 2. So keluarkanlah dalam bentuk parametric equation. Parametric equation, what is X, what is Y, and then what is Z. Okay. Okay, question number 6. Find the point of intersection for the lines L1 and L2. Now we are looking into intersection. So if two lines are intersect at each other, with each other, so here is the point of intersection. At this particular point of intersection, okay, the value of x1 is equals to x2. Okay, the value for y1 is equals to y2, and then the value for z1 is equals to z2. What is x1, x2, y1, y2, and so on? Okay, this is let's say point R0. Sorry, R0 for okay, R0 for L1 is equals to x1, x2, y2, y1, z1. Okay, and then the R0 for L2 is equals to x2, y2, and z2. Okay, the point is the same at this particular point of intersection. So to find that, since the x, y, z will be the same, let's look into the L1. Okay, so from L1 you have z minus 1 equals to 0, right? Which is, it will be z equals to 1. So the z will be the same. Z will be equals to 1 for L1 and L2. So if L1, L2 have also z equals to 1, substitute, then I will have z minus 2 equals to 3s, which is 1 minus 2 equals to 3s. -1 equals to 3s, so s equals to -1 minus -1 over 3. Okay, so then we can substitute this into the x and the y. So x is equals to x plus 13. For the L2 first, because we are going to solve L2 first, which is 12s. So x plus 13 equals to 12 -1 over 3. -4 minus 13 will be negative 17. And then for the y minus 1 equals to 6s. So y equals to 1 over 3 plus 1, which is negative 2 plus 1, which is negative 1. And then you don't have to find for L1 because it will be the same. It is intersect at each other, so the x is value is negative 17, the y is negative 1, and then the z is 1. So this is the point of intersection. But then you may check lah, betul ke jawapan ni kan? Okay. Kalau masukkan pada L1, L2, then you find the value of P. So that would be necessary lah. Okay, question number 7, we go to equation of plane right now. Equation of plane is kind of easy there. Equation of plane, whenever you have 3 points, okay, this is requires a very tedious work right now. So let's say A is 3, 2, 1, and then the B is 2, 1, negative 1, and then the C is negative 1, 3, 2. Okay, so let's say this is your point A, B, and C. Okay, so if you still remember, for equation of plane, you requires what? You requires a vector, which is the normal vector now. K dot with r minus r naught equals to 0. Okay, your r naught, you can choose any from here. Okay, now you have to find the n, the normal vector. How to find the normal vector from 3 points? Okay, so basically what you can do is you have to cross product any 2 vectors to find the normal vector. If you cross 2 vector, let's say this is vector 1 and then this is vector 2, then the product of that the product of this cross will be V1 cross V2, which is 90 degree to V1 and 90 degree also to V2. Okay, so we will use these properties. So you can choose either this one, and then you will have a normal vector to A, which is the n. The n will be AB cross AC. Okay, now we choose that one. AB cross B, AC. First, we have to find AB. So AB is 2, 1, negative 1 minus with 3, 2, 1. And then find the AC. AC will be negative 1, 3, 2 minus 3, 2. Okay, and then we can find the normal vector by cross these 2 products. So this is how you do the cross product. Negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, negative 4, 1, 1. So this is the AB, and this is the C. Okay, I hope everyone knows how to do the cross product. So the cross product, as I said, as I mentioned before, cross product and dot product is very important for vector functions. Okay, tengok kalau ada saya silap kira ni, mostly negatif positif tu lah. Okay, then the equation of plane. So you have x plus 9y minus 5z minus 16 equals to 0. This is how you do it. Okay, we have to find the n vector by doing the cross product of any two vectors. Okay, I choose the point A. So you make question, can we choose point B and C? Yes, you can, you may. Okay, and the answer will be the same. For equation of plane, okay, the answer is unique. Unique ni maksudnya yang satu itu je jawapan dia. Okay, but for the equation of line, the answer is not unique. It depends on the points that you choose and the vector that you choose. Okay, because the vectors dia ada positif negatif. Katalah ni line. Kalau tadi kita pilih vector V positif tu, you may choose this one. Okay, which is it will be negative V. Okay, and then if there's a point here A, another point here B, another point here C, you may choose any point as long as the point is on the line. Okay, so the answer will not be unique. It differs in terms of positive, negative, and in terms of the point. However, for equation of plane, okay, you pilih macam mana pun, in the end the answer will be the same. It is unique. Okay, you may try to choose. Use point B and point C after this. Okay, you will see that the answer give you a similar answer. Okay, number 8 parallelism. How to determine the planes are parallel or not? Okay, so to determine either plane or line, and plane on plane, parallel or not, you have just to use the vector. Okay, so for example, line with line, then you use this v1 equals to kv2, as is just now, and then for line, sorry, for plane, or plane with plane, then the vector is not v, the vector is n, so you use n, k equals to n2. But then for line and plane, okay, this is different, but then we still use vector. The vector v dot with vector n must be equals to 0. Okay, so this is line with line. So you have v1 here and then v2 here. If two lines are parallel, then the vector also will be parallel. Okay, and then you have plane with plane here, and then this plane you have n1, and then this plane you have n2. Okay, if two vectors are parallel, then if two planes are parallel, then the vectors also will be parallel. Okay, selari lah kat sini dengan sini. Tetapi untuk line and plane, let's say you have a line here, and then you have a plane here, and then you have a line here. Okay, for this line, you are the vector v(n). But then for this plane, you are the vector n. Okay. In order for the line and the plane to be parallel, the v and the n must always be 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Okay, so this shows that if the two vectors are perpendicular or orthogonal or 90 degrees to each other, the dot product of the two vectors will be equals to 0. Okay, means v and n are perpendicular. Okay, then we use these properties to find to solve the question number 8. This is planes. Okay, so n1 is, okay, just read the n, 4, -1, -2. n2 is 1, -1/4, and -1/2. Okay, is n1 equals to k n2? How you determine k? Okay, you just divide each term, means n1 divide by n2, or n2 divide by n1 pun boleh, tak kisah. Okay, mana-mana. Then you'll find 4 -1 bagi -1/4 sama dengan 4 juga. And then -2 bahagi negatif 1/2 pun sama juga dengan 4. So you find k equals to 4. Therefore, P1 parallel to P2. Okay. Kalau you buat N2 or divided by N1, then you'll find your K will be equals to 1/4 pun boleh. Okay, as long as the K value is the same for every terms, You faham, Okay, question number 9. Determine whether the line in plan intersect. If so, find the intersection point. Okay, to determine whether line and line or plan and plan and line and plan intersect, so you have to find the either it is parallel or not. If it's parallel, then it won't be intersect sebab dia akan sentiasa selari saja. So dia sentiasa sefahaman selari tapi dia tak akan berjumpa. Okay, sama juga dengan plan lah, dia akan selari tapi it won't intersect, dia tak akan berjumpa. So let's say 9B, the line we have a V vector which is 1, 3 and 4, and then the plan we have 1, -1 and 4. So is the dot product equals to 0? So how to do dot product? So you multiply this first term with the first term, and then second with the second one, and then third with the third one. Okay, for each vectors. So it will be 1 minus 3 plus 16. Obviously, dia tak sama dengan kosong lah. Okay, sama dengan 14. Tak sama dengan kosong. Thus, line and plan. Yang ini tak perlu tulis pun tak apa sebenarnya, tapi saya nak bagi tahu awak lah. Tak adalah terus buat macam tu kan. Not parallel, then it may intersect. Okay. Maksudnya sekarang ni line dia macam ni. Sorry. Okay. Line awak katalah macam ni, and then line awak something macam ni, and then at one point this one dia akan jumpa. Okay, so this is what we call point of intersection. Now we are going to find this point of intersection. And if you still remember, the point of intersection is where the value of x, y, and z are the same for plan and line. Because right now we are going to see in between line and plan. So the line already have x, y, and z. So just substitute the x, y, and z for line into the plan. Okay. Substitute equation of line into equation of plan. Okay, then we will find the value of t. Then we may substitute back. Okay, let's say plus t minus -1 plus 3t plus 4. Z is 2 plus 4t equals to 7. Correct? Because this is x is 1 plus t. The y is negative, and then -1 plus 3t, and then the z is 2 plus 4t. Okay. Okay, then we solve this one. You akan dapat 1 tambah t tambah 1 tambah 3t tambah 8 tambah 15t equals to 7. And then combine all the t's together. Then you get 14t equals to, and then you bring all the constant to right hand side. And then -3. So t equals to -3/14. Then substitute back into x, y, z. Therefore, our x is 1 plus -3/14, which is 1 plus -3/14. Okay, everyone may do this with me, eh? And then the y is -1 plus 3t -23 over 14. And then the z is 2 plus 40. 2 plus 4, -3 over 14. Egg over 7. Okay, so we have the answer as 11 over 14, -23 over 40, and 8 over 7 as the point of intersection. Okay. Okay, question number 10, also parametric question. So parametric question of lines. Okay, we have already looked into this one. And then question number 11, also parametric question of line. Okay, 11 and 12 you may skip, eh? This is for tangent to a circle and tangent to the parabola. So you may just skip this one because we use differentiation for this type of question. This differentiation will only be learned in chapter 3 later. So 13, where does the line intersect the x-axis, y-axis? Okay. You have line x equals to 2 plus t, and then y equals to 1 plus 3t, and then the question asks you where does it intersect at the x-axis. So at x-axis, y is equals to 0. So you just substitute y equals to 0, means 3t equals to 0, then we have 3t equals to 1, and then t equals to 1 over 3. So substitute back into x, so x equals to 2 plus 1 over 3, which is will be 7 over 3. So it intersect at 7 over 3, 0. Okay, and then for B, you substitute what? Y-axis, on the y-axis is x equals to 0. So you may try for this one. Okay, and then the same as parabola, y equals to 3 minus x squared. So substitute this y equals to 3 minus x squared into let's say this is first equation, this is second equation, so into 2 lah, saya tulis ini. Okay, and then you may try. So, just use substitution, but you know you have to understand what means by x-axis, what means by y-axis. Okay, so this is chapter 1.3. Okay, the three-dimensional coordinate system. Okay, question number 14 to 17. Before I forget, please write down your name and your student ID on the chat box. That will be recorded as your attendance for today. Thank you. Okay, question number 14 to 17 determines the line L1 and L2. Whether it is parallel, intersect, or skew. If you intersect, find the point of intersection. Okay. Let's look into 15. So 15, we have x equals to 1 plus 70. And then y equals to 3 plus t. And then z equals to 5 minus 3t. 1 plus 70, 3 plus t. Okay. And then the L2 is x equals to 4 minus s, y equals to 6, and then z equals to 7 plus 3s. Okay, for lines, and this is 3D. How do you know it is 3D? Because you have x, y, and z. Okay, So in 3D, for lines and lines, apart from being parallel and intersect, it is also can be called a skew. Skew is when your line is not parallel to each other. If it's not parallel to each other, then it has a chance to meet, kan? Okay, the chances to meet what we call intersect. But then it is not intersect also. Okay, happens in 3D only. Why? Because 3D ni dia ada ruang yang luas kan, yang besar. Tapi dalam 2D tak. Dalam 2D kalau dia tak berjumpa, kalau dia tak selari, dia memang akan berjumpa. Okay, but then you imagine in a 3D, you imagine dalam you punya ruang sekarang ni lah, dalam bilik awak. Okay, awak ada satu line and then another line. Satu line tu ke atas, satu line tu ke bawah, katakan. Okay, and then the line does not parallel, dia tak selari. Tapi dia tak berjumpa juga. Okay, it can happen for lines and lines only. Okay. Okay, so first of all, we have to determine whether it is parallel. Is V1 equals to K V2. Okay, so V1 is 7, 1 and negative 3. V2 is negative 1, 0, 3. Okay, so you find the constants that attach to T only, ya. Macam contoh nombor, contoh Y tu, Y untuk L2 adalah Y equals to 6. So there are no variable T. So dia akan jadi kosong lah, bukan 1, bukan 6, bukan 1. Okay, so okay, let's say 7 bagi 1, 7 bagi 1. Okay, obviously tak sama lah. Okay, tengok sekali pandang pun tak sama. Atau you boleh proof lah. Jangan buat 1 bagi 0, do the other way around. Because 1 divided by 0 is undefined. Okay, so dia tak sama. Sorry. Okay, so you don't have one value of K that divided the V1 and V2 equally. Okay. L1 and L2 are not parallel. Okay, sekarang kita tunjuk either it is intersect. Not parallel now, it is intersect. If it's intersect, it has a value of X, Y, and Z which is similar, the same, okay? Then for L2, we already have Y equals to 6. So we substitute into L1, Okay, then we have T equals to 3. Then we substitute into X. So from L1, our X will be -22, and then the Z will be -4. Then according to L1, the point of intersection will be 22, 6, 94. Is it? Okay. If X equals to 22, then from L2, 22 equals to 4 minus S, which is S equals to 4 minus 22 will be -18. Okay. And then if Z equals to -4, as if this one, then L2 will be -4 plus, -4 equals to 7 plus 3S, which is, then the S is acting right now, right? and s equals to negative 18. Okay, so the equations now will hold lah. Negative 18. Is it the same? 94, is it equals to 7 plus 3 negative 18, then which is negative 47. Okay, but then this negative 4 is not equals to negative 47. Okay, it is untrue statement here, false statement. Okay, what we call a false statement. So there are no value of x, y, z which is the same for L1 and L2. There are no point of intersection for L1 and L2. So we call it does not intersect. So L1 and L2 do not intersect. So when it is not parallel and not intersect, L1 and L2 are skewed. Okay? Because the question asks to determine whether the lines L1 and L2 are parallel. So we have determined it's not parallel. Okay, determine whether it is intersect. We have determined it's not intersect, then it is skew in between these two lines. Okay, do you have any questions for this skew?
Madam.
Yeah.
Kalau dia intersect, kita just simply tulis L1 and L2 are not skew.
No lah, kalau dia intersect, just tulis dia intersect lah. Then you must stop there. Because if it's intersect, dia takkan jumpa. Dia takkan, intersect Oh, sorry, intersect. Kalau dia intersect, then you just tulis dia intersect lah. Tak perlu tulis skew tu.
Tak perlu tulis not skew lah. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, madam.
Alright. Tapi kalau daripada awal ni, you kira parallel kan? Daripada awal you kira from the beginning, okay? It's not parallel. From the beginning it is parallel, then you may stop your work there. Tak perlu cari intersection, tak perlu cari skew. Sebab bila dia parallel je, dia tak akan jumpa. Okay? Sebab tu kalau dia punya proses, the first thing you have to determine whether it is parallel or not. Itu dulu, parallel or not. Bukan intersect ke tak, jangan. Sebab intersect tu kemudian daripada selepas parallel tu. Okay?
Okay, thank you, madam. Faham.
Alright. Question number 16, 17 and the rest pun boleh buat benda sama lah. Now, question number 18. Find the equation plan that passes through the point P and as vector. Okay, ni senang saja. So, question number 18, just use the equation of plan n equals to, n dot r minus r not equals to 0. Okay. For 19 pun kita dah tengok sebenarnya. Soalan nombor 19, dia sama macam soalan yang kita tengok 3 point tadi tu, which is, dah lupa, soalan nombor 7. Okay, 19 is similar to question number 7 on how to solve it. Okay. And then 20, determine whether the line and plane are parallel or intersect. If intersect, find the point of intersection. Okay, so this is line and plane. Okay, again, for line and plane, to test whether it is parallel, you have to use v dot n. V dot n equals to 0. Okay, so ini pun kita dah tengok tadi ya, tak ada masalah. Question number 21. Find the equation of the plane that satisfies the stated conditions. First, the plane through the point and that is parallel to the plane. Okay, yang ni tak ada masalah. Okay, sebab dua plane. So you may use the vector for the second plane as the vector for the first plane. Okay, because it is parallel to each other. And then the point is given. And then for B, the plane that contains the line and is perpendicular to the plane. Okay, let's look into B. You have a plane, and then this plane has a line on it. Okay, the line has x parametric equation of x equals to -2 plus t, y equals to 2 minus 4t, and then z equals to 4 plus 2t. So from this parametric question, we know that the R0 is equals to negative 2, 2 and 4. And then the v is equals to 1, negative 4 and 2. Okay. Negative 2, 2 and 4, 1, negative 4 and 2. And then it says that it is perpendicular to the plane. Perpendicular maksudnya ada lagi satu plane kat sini. And then this plane is 90 degrees to each other. Okay. And then this plane has, ni kan 90 darjah, yang ni pun 90 darjah, which is the normal vector of this is equals to normal vector dia 1, negative 1, 1. Okay, just write from the equation lah. The normal vector, you have ax plus by plus cz plus d equals to 0. This is equation of plane. Okay, so from here, the normal vector n is a, b, c. We just read the constant for x, y, and z, which is the a, b, and c. Okay, so a, b, c kat sini adalah 1, negative 1, dan 1. Now, you already have a point on the line. We can use this point because this, on the plane, you can use this point, katalah ini point dia, because the point is also on the plane. However, we need a normal vector. This is n1 katalah. How to find this normal vector? Okay, so kalau saya panjangkan yang ini, normal vector, yang ini dia 90 darjah, yang ini pun dia 90 darjah lah kan? Okay, because it is because the line is on the plane, so we want to find a vector that is normal to the plane. So vector tu pun mestilah 90 darjah kepada line tersebut. And then the n1 must also be normal to the n, which is the np lah, np, n plane tu. Okay, how to find one vector that is 90 degrees to two other vector? Sekarang ni, katalah kita nak cari ni 90 darjah ni, yang ini. Sekarang ni dia 90 darjah kat sini, dia 10 darjah dulu kat sini. Okay, so this is the NP, and then this is the V. We want to find this one. How to find that one?
Cross product gitu.
Ini contoh macam tadi lah. Okay. We have to, we can find a vector that is 90 degree to two vectors by doing the cross product of V and NP. Okay. So N is actually V cross NP. Which is our V is what? Our V is 1, negative 4, and 2. Oh, sorry, cross product cannot be done like this. Cross product must be done in terms of matrix. P is 1, negative 4, and 2, and the NP is 1, negative 1, 1. Okay, you solve for this one. This one memang tolak Formula dia plus minus plus. This is the formula for Cramer's rule actually. Okay. And then the cross product use Cramer's rule. And then the Z is negative 1 minus plus 4k. Okay, then we'll have negative 2i plus j plus 3k, which is negative 2, 1, 3. Then you can already find the equation of plane, which is negative 2, 1, 3 dot with, use this R0, which is x plus 2, y minus 2, z minus 4, then equals to 0. And then 2 times 2 is negative 4. 2 and then which is negative 80 equals to 0. So this is your answer. Okay. Len,
Madam,
Len. Yeah.
Madam, do we
Yeah.
need to simplify the equation?
Simplify.
Like
You don't have
simplify
to
to the simplest form.
sorry?
Simplify to the simplest form.
Unless the question asks you to. If not, then you don't have to. For example, this one, you may leave it as it is lah. Lagipun yang ini memang tak boleh simplify dah pun sebab Y tu dah memang 1. Okay?
Yang tu 19 punya A.
19 punya A. 19A lah. This is 21B. I didn't do 19A.
Bukan. Yang tu dia perlu simplify. Kalau saya tak simplify, betul kah?
Find the equation of the plane that passes through the given point. Oh, okay, okay. Betul as long as you punya apa nama dia tu? The constant is similar lah. Like say you have 19a, let's say you have 6x plus 10y minus 6z equals to 94. Then it is also accepted, okay? Because everything is to be multiplied with 2. Contoh. Boleh?
Okay, doctor. Thank you, doctor.
Alright. Okay, this is 21B. Let's look into 21C. The plane through the points that is perpendicular to the line. The plane to the point that is perpendicular to the line. Okay, you have a plane, and then you have a point here, which is 2, -3, 1, and then perpendicular. Perpendicular tu maksud dia 90 degrees. Okay, then you have a line here. So this line has a parametric equation of, okay, saya keluarkan terus, which is 1, -1, 2 and 3, 2 and 3, and then the V equals to 2, -1, -1, 2, -1, -1. So the V is 90 degrees to this. Since it is parallel, it's 90 degrees. So the V also 90 degrees. So this V can be used as N for the vector. Okay, you may try. Just use the V as N because it is a perpendicular 90 degrees. So the vector also will be 90 degrees to the plane. Okay. Okay, 22. Find the distance between the point and the plane. Okay, for this one we will use formula, and then 23 also we will use formula. So the formula that will be used is d equals to ax plus by plus cz minus d equals to 0 plus d ax naught y naught z naught equals to a squared plus b squared plus c squared. Okay, we will use this formula in which the x naught, y naught, z naught is the point x naught, y naught, z naught, and then the a, b, c is a vector, which is the n vector. A, b, c. So to use this formula, we are it requires one point and one plane. Okay, so question number 22, let's say we choose to solve B. So the point is -1, 2, 3. So this will be our point. And then the n is, saya baca terus 4, -3 and 6. Betul 4, negative 3, 6. Okay. Then we just use the formula. 4 times negative 1 minus 3 times 2 plus 6 times 3. Okay, then the D. Jadilah 2x plus 2y minus 2z. Betul. So dia salah salin. 4x tolak 3y tambah 6z sama dengan 12. Okay. Okay, to use this formula, you have to make the equation of plane in terms of ax plus by plus cz plus d equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. So this one, you kena bawa sebelah lah. So dia kena jadi tolak 12 sama dengan 0. Okay, and then you tekanlah calculator. Then negative 4 over 61. Okay, so this is modulus. Modulus takes only a positive value. So this negative 4 will be 4 only. Okay, whenever you find this one, this is modulus. Apa-apa yang negative 2, you positifkan saja. Okay, so it will be square root 60. And then some of you may ask, boleh tak jadikan dalam bentuk perpuluhan pun boleh, which is you will have 5-1. Okay, boleh tulis dalam bentuk pecahan, boleh tulis dalam bentuk perpuluhan, tak ada masalah Okay, last question, question number 23. Find the distance between these two planes. Okay, we are going to use the formula just now, but then the formula requires a point and 1 point and a plane. Now we have 2 planes. Okay, so the other plane, one of the plane, we are going to take the point only. Let's say kita buat the 3B, kita sketch any of these two. The first one is x plus y 1. Okay, this is your point plane 1, this is your plane 2. X plus 2y minus 2z equals to 3. Okay. Okay, so we treat the first plane as point. Means we are going to find the point on the plane. Okay, macam mana nak cari? You lukis saja, sketch dahulu. Okay, kalau tak sketch pun sebenarnya boleh je. You jadikan x kosong, y kosong, then you can find the value of z. Okay, so let's say this is 1, and then if x0, y0, z will be negative 1. So you have this plan. So this is the plan. So you may choose the first point here, which is 1, 0, 0. You may choose the second point here, which is the 0, 1, 0. Or you may choose this point, which is 0, 0, negative 1. That is the easiest way to do lah. Okay, just choose a point that intersect with each axis. Okay. Okay, let's say I choose 1, 0, 0 as a point. Okay. Then my D will be 2, 1 times, okay, the y is 0, the z also 0, minus 3. Okay, don't forget to bring the 3 to left hand side. So it will be minus 3. Okay, and then 2 squared plus 2 squared again plus negative 2 squared, square root. So this is the answer, which is 2 minus 3 will be negative 1 over 4 plus another 4, which is 12. Okay, remember the negative should be positive, then your final answer is 1 over square root 12, or you may choose to write in terms of decimal points, which is 0.2887. Okay. Okay, so that's it for 1.4, the lines and plan. So for those who haven't do the exercise yet, please do. Okay, especially the ones that I skip lah. Okay, yang mana-mana saya tinggalkan tu, tolong buat supaya awak boleh faham. And then you may try here to choose 010 instead, or the other one is what? 0, 0, -1 instead. Okay, so you may try. And then you will find out the distance will be the same. Okay, jawapan yang ini mesti sama dengan ini juga. Sebab distance dia mesti sama lah. Okay. Provided that it is parallel kan dia kata? Parallel vector. So bila parallel tu dia mesti sama. Find the distance between two planes saja. Okay, kalau two planes dia most probably tak sama kalau dia bukan parallel. Tapi untuk B ni dia parallel sebab 1, 1, -1 and then the other one is 2, 2, -2. So the K is 2. Okay. Question number A pun dia parallel sebab 3, 2, -1, -3, -2, 1. So the K is -1. Okay, so you may look at the question. So bila dia parallel, distance will also be the same. Will always be the same in between the two planes. Okay. Do you have any questions? Any more questions?